Well, all of a sudden they have every bet in the entire world. Okay, yeah. Travis Kelce
76.5.
over 76.5. He kills it every single game in the playoffs. He has over 75 receiving yards in his last 8 playoff games. He's just going to keep doing it. And the Eagles have like both of their corners are really good. And I don't think Marquez Valdes-Scantling is going to go off on the Eagles like he went off on the Bengals in the championship game. Like they used Kelce all the time, but I think they're really going to need him use him here because the Chiefs wide receivers are just kind of meh. And I don't think James Bradbury or Darius Slay are going to struggle at all to cover them. So they're going to have to get Kelce open up in the middle of the field. And he's going to do it no matter what the Eagles do. He's going to be open. So I would smash this Kelce over. And if you can find an alternative, just keep going. Just keep going up 90, 100. Who cares? Just keep doing it. It's Travis Kelce.
It's absurd. No one can stop him, no matter what. Like, it's so frustrating, especially, before George Kittle kind of broke out at the end of this year. I kept watching the Chiefs being like, why can't this be like this with Kittle? But it's amazing. I would absolutely take this over. He's going to have a zillion catches, and that's like the safest bet, I think, of the entire Super Bowl. So good on you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm also taking A.J. Brown, wide receiver for the Eagles. I'm taking his over 72.5 receiving yards. Now, he's done very little so far in the playoffs. 22 yards against the Giants, 28 yards against the 49ers.
Wow.
However, the Eagles didn't really have to throw very much in either of those two games. Hurts is still coming back from the shoulder injury. You would think now it has to be getting pretty close to 100%. You at least hope with this break. But I do think they have to throw more in this game to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. I don't think they're going to win 31-7 again in this game. So there's going to be more passing opportunities. Again, Jalen Hurts hears these comments. So make him be a quarterback. Like, I just think that he will come out and like prove to the world, like, I am a great passer as well. Not just because Robbie Gold, but so many people say this about him. So I do think this is a passing game for the Eagles. They have to keep up with Mahomes. And A.J. Brown is one of the best wide receivers in the league. The Chiefs secondary doesn't scare me at all. Like, I don't know who's really going to stop A.J. Brown in that secondary. So I'm happy to take that over for Brown.
AJ is dominant when he needs to be.
Yep.
You're right about the Chiefs defense. Although I will say this, Steve Spagnuolo knows how to dial up performances, especially in the Super Bowl, that slow down opposing offenses, especially really good opposing offenses. I think that when the Chiefs went out and got him, they specifically at the time were looking for him to slow down Tom Brady because he had already done that with the Giants. And then the Chiefs recruited him, and guess what? It worked. And I think that gives me a little pause. I think Spagnuolo is going to have a little something special for the Eagles.
I could see that. I think they're going to try to blitz Jalen Hurts like crazy. It just comes down to, will Hurts hurt them, if they blitz him and run away. And I do think they're going to have to change up their game plan in the second half, depending on what the Eagles are doing. But then the Eagles can change it up as well. The Eagles are just a scary team because they can pass or run. And then the Chiefs are such a scary team because they have Patrick freaking Mahomes.
Yeah, it's going to be it. I'm looking more forward to the game now than I was a week ago. I will say that because I'm kind of,
getting over it a little
getting over it a little. But okay, do you have another best bet for us?
Yeah, I have Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm taking his under. I'm doing an under, baby. It's at
Wow.
36.5. And that seems low, but he hasn't hit that in any of his last 5 games. These are his numbers: 7 yards, 29 yards, 35 yards, 21, 27. He's kind of disappeared in the second half. Like, he had a really solid first half of the season and then just disappeared. He's dealing with an injury, so he's not even going to be 100%. Like I said, the Eagles have a very good secondary. I just don't see Juju doing much in this game. And also, like, he just doesn't average that many yards per catch. So to get this 37 yards, he probably needs 4 receptions. And I could see him getting a couple receptions for exactly 30 yards or something like that. I don't think he hits this over.
It's amazing to me. At one point, I was like, I think Juju's one of the best young receivers in the league when he was tearing it up on Sunday Night Football with the Steelers. Like, holy crap, this guy, and he was the youngest player in the league. And now he's just a guy.
Yeah, it's weird. I thought he was going to be so freaking good. Like his 2018 season where he just destroyed everybody. And I guess maybe it really was because Antonio Brown was playing next to him, but he just looked so freaking good. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to do it from the receiving spot for the Chiefs, but just don't know who that is going to be. But then again, Mahomes is Mahomes, and so he'll piece it together somehow, just come up with some crazy ass throw. But I agree. I like the under here. I don't like generally unders like you. I'm usually more inclined to take the over, but I don't think betting against Juju is a particularly bad move, especially because the Eagles secondary is also very good.
Yeah. I have one more. I'm going
Ooh,
with
okay.
defense. Defense, baby. Brandon Graham. And the only reason I'm doing this is because the odds are just spectacular. Plus 195. So you win almost double your money. If he just gets one sack, he just needs one sack. And he has 11 sacks this year. I think this is like, I'm not saying he definitely will get a sack, but when you're looking at Patrick Mahomes, he's dealing with a bum ankle. He
True.
did well enough getting away from the Bengals in the championship game, but the Eagles had 70 sacks this year, the most in the NFL by far by like
The Eagles had
15
70
sacks.
sacks.
Yeah, the Eagles had 70 sacks. So you know they're going to get to Patrick Mahomes. It's about actually taking him down and which one does it. But this is just too good of odds right here to not bet that he gets one of those sacks. Like I think they probably sack Mahomes at least 4 times in this game. So I'm betting on that Graham will take one of them.
I like the bet, and I like you said, the odds. You potentially double your money. One play. That's all you need is one freaking play, and it could come. Who knows? There's so many different game scripts that can happen that allow this. Right? It could come at the end of the game if Mahomes is trying to throw a Hail Mary or something. So I like it. The more options you have, or the more game scripts that can occur that still allow you to hit the bet, I always feel more comfortable with those. So Brandon Graham over. I like it. I would take all those bets. And
Thank you.
last time I did that, by the way, we were wrong, and I lost all my money.
Well, then maybe don't do that.
I like to have a little something on the Super Bowl, especially when my team is in it. I don't usually bet on it that much. Maybe I'll bet like on the spread, but when it's not my team, I like to have a little extra in there.
Yeah, you definitely, when you're watching a game that your team's not in, you need to put some bets down to make it interesting for sure.